Martin, you just went and visited Codemasters recently, didn't you?
I did. I went all the way up to Leamington Spa on a lovely train.
And you were playing a particular game. Do you want to tell us all about it?
I was playing DiRT Rally, which has just been announced today. And not only has it just been announced today, it's also out for you to buy on Steam this very afternoon.
What, right now?
Right now.
Whoa.
I know.
It's the future. What a time to be alive.
So, you don't even need me to talk to you, really. Just go.
Yeah, I could just go and play it. But you've already played it, so I feel like we need to hear more about it before we dive straight in. But so it's DiRT Rally, so that suggests that there's more of a return to the rally focus this time around, right?
Yeah, totally. It's like a hardcore focus on the rally stuff, which I think is basically what people have been asking for since the first DiRT came out, which was, I think that's almost a launch game for the Xbox 360. So it's been quite some time that people have been saying, why don't you go back and just do rally stuff? And lo and behold, Codemasters have just done a game which is going to be pretty much exclusively rally. I'm not sure the exact number of courses. It's quite a few. There's 3 locations in what you'll be getting. So it's $24.99. You'll get 3 locations with I think it's something like, maybe it's like 10 stages each. I can't remember how many cars are. It's like 25 cars from various different eras. Codemasters has also promised there will be no microtransactions.
Oh, okay.
So once you paid your $24.99, in the spirit of good early access games, you'll be getting all updates for free.
Nice.
First update is due end of May, and it's Pikes Peak, which is like a super famous hill climb available in different configurations. End of June, it's going to be the German rally, which is like tarmac. I think the intention is to keep monthly updates going, basically like sizable content updates every month.
And were those the tracks that you played through when you were there?
I played through. The video we're watching isn't sadly the best track, which is Pikes Peak, which is the one that's coming out end of May. Pikes Peak was in DiRT, the first DiRT. It's like basically the Nordschleife, the Nürburgring of rally games. I realise this is just all completely incomprehensible noises coming out of my face for someone who's...
Well, for me it is, but I mean, I know what the Nürburgring is. Like, that's about the height of my, rally knowledge or racing knowledge, but I'm sure to people listening, they'll know exactly what you're talking about, so...
Yeah, so like Nürburgring is like the super hardcore, like the holy grail of racing tracks. And in the same way, Pikes Peak is like the holy grail of off-road rally tracks. And so it's really cool to have it back in a video game for the first time in ages. And
I mean, how does it feel like to play? Does it feel like,
Well, it's really interesting because this is like Codemasters have got like a heritage of making driving games stretching back to like the mid-90s, late 90s. In all those games they've ever made, I think this is the first time they've made a simulation game.
Wow.
It's odd in itself. This is like a hardcore simulation. I love Codemasters. I love some of Codemasters games. I think recent ones have not been so great. But yeah, even the very best Codemasters games, I think you could never say they're like simulations. They're just like, they're good fun driving games with like awesome content in them. But this is a proper simulation.
That's the thing. Like DiRT 2 was very colourful, right? I mean, it was very much a sort of fun focus game, and then DiRT 3 was a little bit more. I mean, it had like the Gymkhana stuff, but it was a little bit more grounded. Would I be right in saying that? And then this is going even further. Yeah,
this is just going to an extreme that even the early Colin McRae games have never done, and even. There's Richard Burns Rally from like, I think it's 2005, 2006, one of the great rally games ever made. People still play it and mod it to this day, but they've Codemasters said they think they've got a simulation which is even better than Richard Burns Rally.
Oh, wow.
And so yeah, it's a very different take, like a really different take. Mainly comes from the fact the guy who's doing it, the design director Paul Coleman, is a big rally enthusiast who rallies himself. He's kind of poured a lot of that into the game. It's just really cool to have that, because I think the best games, the best like driving games for me are the ones who have like really passionate people at their core. I quite a Gran Turismo bore. I love it to bits. I know it's got its problems, but one of the reasons I love it is the guy who makes it, Kazunori Yamauchi, is just obsessed, and you can sense his passion in the game. When
you go to play like a rally game, it is this simulation aspect that you want. I mean, you want it to be as realistic as possible, but then you obviously want it to be fun as well. So like, how does it balance those two things?
That's going to be interesting to find out, because I haven't I still get my head around it when I played it for a day, and as you could probably see from the video, I make an awful lot of mistakes and crap. And it is going to be quite off-putting for some people, I think, if they're used to playing dirt games where you can just kind of razz around, just drive into a tree and rewind. You can't rewind anymore. They've taken that.
Oh wow, that's a big thing, right?
Yeah, and so it's going to be quite intimidating. But I think having it on the PC and it being kind of it starting off there, it means you can make fair assumptions. It's going to be quite a hardcore audience coming to it who are coming from things like R Factor or Assetto Corsa, or other like more hardcore games.
And why is this one PC only? Because it was multi-platform before.
It was multi-platform before. There's a number of reasons. I think it's early access for a start, and you can't do early access on consoles.
Sure, of course.
And I think that's how Codemasters want to do it. I think they've been burnt by previous games they've done, where they've kind of done what the fans asked them to do, and then they didn't quite get what the fans wanted or something. I mean, it didn't go in the right direction. So they're doing this early access so that fans can say, look, we like this bit, we like this bit, we shouldn't you do more of this, less of this, and so they're basically handing it over to the fans and say, like, you've been on our backs for ages, and like, let's work together to make the game we all want, and I think that's part of it.
Yeah, because they did. This was the result of a poll as well, wasn't it? Because I saw, like, I mean, they do ask their fans, like, okay, would you want to pay for early access, or would you rather just pay for the full game when it comes? Like, it seems like they're involving their, really sort of dedicated fan base in all these big decisions as well.
Yeah, and I hope they can finally make them happy with this. I know they've been burnt with a few things in the past, but I think the direction itself is something that people should be like really excited about. I know people get upset that it's PC only and it's early access as well, and there's kind of some negative connotations about that, especially from a perceived bigger company like Codemasters. But I think generally good news.
And do you think so? It'll stay PC when it comes to the full release for sure.
I think the plan is for it to basically it to be PC for a while, and then for them to pour everything they learn from what they do with Dirt Rally into a proper Dirt 4.
Okay.
But I think that's some way off.
Yeah. All right. But so how are you feeling about it now? Are you feeling pretty positive? It seems like it's just quite a big step in another direction. Is that a good thing?
From a super nerd's perspective, I'm really, really happy. I play all my driving games on PC now. There's so much awesome stuff on there. And they're all really good games. You've got Assetto Corsa, which is really good at track driving. You've got iRacing, which is really good at like actual proper racing. But there hasn't been a good rally game since Richard Burns Rally, and so there's a gap there, and this fills it, and I'm just super excited to have that gap filled like this. And yeah, I just hope it'd be interesting to see how it progresses over next year and kind of where they take it. But I think the foundation is really solid.
Awesome. Well, that's all gone straight over my head, but I'm very glad that you're excited, and I hope that everyone else enjoys it who is, big racing fans. And yeah, I guess we'll keep an eye on it.
It's not long before one of them quite predictably says, "Hey Chris, which of the many generic zombie video games are you playing today then?" And oh man, was I ready for this. I've been defending State of Decay since 2013. So I turned to them, the uninitiated.